Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Megan Pearson, and I am an ISSA certified strength and nutrition coach. So, today's topic is going to be macronutrients and how they can be used as a tool, whether you are losing weight, building muscle, gaining weight, any amount of goals that you have for your physical self. So I think it's really important to understand what macronutrients are and what they do in your body. So macronutrients are fats, protein, and also carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are going to give you that immediate energy that you need. Fats are going to support your hormones and also your brain function. Also, they're very important for adequate vitamin absorption. And then protein, of course, is going to be what helps you maintain and build muscle. So each macronutrient is going to yield a certain amount of calories. So fats are going to be 9 calories per gram, and then protein and carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram. So understanding that little bit of information will be helpful for you if you're ever going to cross-check that your calories are on par with your overall macronutrient needs. So for example, if you're going to consume something that says it has 250 calories in it, but you want to double check the math, you certainly can, and this is how you would do it. If you read on the label that it has 250 calories, and then you look further down the label and it says it has 12 grams of fat, 31 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of protein, that's easy enough because we know that protein and carbs have 4 calories per gram, whereas fats will have 9 calories per gram. So if you take the 12 grams of fat and multiply that by 9, it comes out to 108. And then the 31 grams of carbs times that by 4, and that's going to come out to 124. And then the 5 grams of protein times that by 4 as well, and that will come out to 20. So 108 plus 124 plus 20 equals 252. Now be aware that on nutrition labels, there can be up to a 5% discrepancy. So whereas this was labeled as 250 calories, really the math comes down to 252, but don't fret, everything is a guesstimate, and as long as you're tracking to the best of your ability, you're gonna be just fine. Now, I have a lot of clients that ask me, why can't I just track calories if tracking macros is essentially going to give me the same overall calorie balance at the end of the day? And what I tell my clients is, your weight loss may suffer if you're not paying attention to your macronutrients. So, for example, if you're in a dieting phase and you're not tracking how much fat you have in your diet, you may feel that you can never get full or that you never feel satisfied. And that's exactly what fat does in your diet. It helps you feel satisfied, it helps you feel full. So, that's an important bit of information for you to have as you move forward towards your goal. Or another example could be if you're an endurance athlete and you don't keep track of how many carbohydrates you're currently consuming, but you're having problematic training sessions. Maybe you need more carbs and you just are unaware because you don't keep track of that data set. So tracking macros essentially is just another tool to help you get to your goal, whatever that may be. Now, the last question, of course, is going to be, what are my macros? What do I need? Well, unfortunately, this is where Pandora's box gets opened. Everyone is an individual, and dependent on your goals, dependent on how aggressively you are pursuing that goal, all are going to factor into what your macronutrient intake should be. So with my clients, what I like to do is I like to have them keep track of their food for 2 weeks before we make any changes at all, just so they have a nice little data set of where they are currently. So keeping a food diary isn't the only way to figure out what your macronutrient intake should be. There are multiple online calculators that are an equally good place to start. But what I want you to take away from this is there is no one size fits all. There is no macronutrient calculator that is the magical one that will tell you exactly what you need to be consuming. What you need to plan on is just to keep track of your own data set. View yourself as a science experiment and make it fun, because tracking macros is definitely a simple way to get to your goal, but it can become a little tedious if you are not paying attention to how your body is feeling. And for me, that's how I find that my clients have the most success, is they look at it almost from a perspective of keeping data points. There's no failure, there's no losses, it's just all data getting you to your goal. So there's the basics on macronutrients and what they do in your body. And of course, we'll have another video upcoming to go in more depth about how you can manipulate your macronutrients for different goals. But for now, get to tracking, and we'll see you in the next one.